nice. I've got this beast on its belly here, and I've just been going around finding little pinholes, covering them up, sanding, priming, finding new things. This is where the two halves of the fuselage weren't very well joined, so smooth that out, trying to get everything here all smoothed out. I've got primer here. We've got to sand it down just a little bit, and everything else looks pretty good. It was just for whatever reason this one side had a lot of little pinholes. There was some stuff up here, but I've already kind of fixed those. The other side looks really good, and I couldn't resist. Had to try out that Tamiya neutral gray. So I've already done this wing, and you can barely tell, but there is a little bit of difference between here and here. But this is our neutral gray all back through here. But I ran out of paint, so I had to go buy some more. The very good news is, I don't know if we'll be able to tell, but here's the Tamiya, and here's the Model Master color. So my big worry was that when we get up to here, where there's nothing to separate the two colors, that this might be an issue, but I don't think it will be at all. And like I said, if there is just a little bit of a color difference there, I can just go back, airbrush with the Model Masters and blend it to where you wouldn't even be able to notice. So that's kind of where we're at. You can see the finish looks pretty good. I went ahead and painted with the screws in there. Didn't realize, but there's not even a screw right there. Alright, well anyway, I've got plenty of those. So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and primer over the rest of this, sand it, get a real nice, I mean the primer goes on pretty darn smooth. There's just a few spots where it came out a little bit dry, and so it's a little bit more rough. So I've just been going through and smoothing out those areas. So the other thing that we'll do here pretty soon is we need to tape off the inside here, and there's a lip. I'd say it's going to be about not quite a 1/4 inch, but maybe 1/8 of an inch, maybe 1/4 of an inch, all the way around here. That'll also be that neutral gray, same color. This whole area here will be neutral gray, but anyways, we need to mask off a nice clean line so that it's even all around the inside here, and then we'll prime this because the color will come out looking a little bit different if we have a you know, a darker undercoat and a lighter undercoat. It'll just kind of look fugly. So why don't we go ahead and mask that off now and get it looking pretty. Okay, so I flipped it back around, and we're gonna do this inside lip here. And what I did is I took a piece of masking tape and then just cut it thin, so that's a little bit more flexible. So let's see what we can do. Okay, I should probably put you guys over here where you can see what's going on. Okay, so you can kind of see what I did there, and came up just a little bit short on the other side there, so I'll cut another piece of tape and we'll be right back. Okay, let's try to finish this up. Have to move you back just a bit. Alright, so that's pretty much the process right there. I'm going to get in and just really double check, make sure that the spacing is the same all the way around and everything. So you're just going to see my balding top of my head here if I do that. So anyway, but you get the idea. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure it's good all the way around, and we'll go to the next step. Alright guys, so I flipped it back around. I've got a nice line all around so that you know, it's the same distance from that to the leading edge there, and it kind of plays tricks on your eyes there, because this has actually got a wave to it. So if it looks funny in the camera, like, why do you put it on there crooked, it's really not. So anyway, might as well go ahead and lay down some primer here. Looks really good, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so we're going to let that dry just a little bit so we don't get any drips, and we'll put on a second coat and sand it smooth here. Okay, there was just a couple little spots that I wanted to touch up that I think we can get this looking a little bit nicer. So I'm going to go ahead, and I'm not going to show you, but basically I'm just going to sand it smooth and then put one more coat of primer on there, sand it, and go from there. Okay, since I already have it masked off, I've got the fan going, so sorry about the noise, but since I've already got it masked off, might as well paint it with our Tamiya paint here. First I'm going to go and try and get into all these little nooks and crannies in the sides. Then I'm going to just go ahead and spray that since we've already got it masked. So let's go ahead and give it a go. Okay, I did just a light little misting there, and we'll go back one more time because what happens is the aerosol and the spray, when it's coming out, kind of does these little vortexes, and it doesn't necessarily get in the little nooks and crannies like we really want it to, so I'll have to probably go in one more time. So let's go ahead and let that dry. You know what, I think I'm going to go ahead and just start doing this bottom part of the fuselage. it's actually looking pretty good. Need to leave the room for a little minute. Fumes are kind of strong. I've got the fan going, but it's not quite enough. So I'm going to go ahead and let that dry, and I've run out of paint, so I'll need to get another can of that. Okay, so I'm kind of curious. I'd like to pull the tape off here. It looks like kind of came up there just a little bit, so I'm kind of curious to see if there was some bleed through. We can always fix it, but let's take a look. Oh wow. Yeah, we'll definitely need to touch that up. And a little bit right there. Okay, so looks pretty good. Like I said, we got those little areas that we're gonna have to fix. And if we look up here, yeah, just a few little things. There's a little bit of a ridge on there that we'll sand off. Overall, I think it looks pretty good. What do you guys think? So I'll just get those little areas, and if we have to go back in with some white and repaint, we can do that. So nothing's permanent. Alright, and you can kind of see the finish here. Those are our screw holes. Yeah, looks pretty good. I still have to buy one more can of paint. We need to paint all the way up to the front here, and I still have some side stuff to do, and I do need to paint this wing as well, so I probably need to get two cans of paint, but looks pretty good. Alright, well, gonna go ahead and upload this video and keep working.